What's up guys, Kawasaki here, and today I'm going to be giving my personal breakdown on Stardom Supreme Fight, which will be happening February 4th. February 3rd if you're in the US, it will be happening kind of late. I will be giving my thoughts, a little bit of a breakdown, and my personal predictions slash picks going into this. So if you like what you're watching, if you want to see more, click on the like and subscribe button down below. If you want to watch this live or the morning after, the link in my description is down below. I will be getting this pay-per-view. I usually don't get pay-per-views for Stardom personally, just because it does add up, and I do have the subscription. I could watch it, honestly, a week later, but where's the hype in that? So, without any further ado, let's get to start with these picks. So, to kick things off, we have Suzu Suzuki versus... Oh, I should start off with the main event, I should say. Giulia taking on Suzu Suzuki for the World of Stardom Championship. This will be Giulia's first defense and second bout with Suzu Suzuki in singles competition under the Stardom umbrella. So with these two, they have history with each other, where Giulia essentially left Ice Ribbon to join Stardom with that whole controversy. A lot of people have covered that issue in past videos. So if you want to learn more about that, I'll put a link down in the description down below. But these two have had bad blood ever since then. Suzu has caught up to Giulia in the Stardom ring last year, and their first singles encounter since Ice Ribbon was at the 5-Star Grand Prix, the final night, where Giulia had to take on Suzu Suzuki in a hard-hitting time limit draw. Now, after the first night of the Triangle Derby, where Rebel Enemy defeated Donna Del Mondo, which was Giulia, Tekla, Mai Sakurai, were beaten by Maika Ozaki, Mayu Kihi, and Ram Kaichou. Giulia calls out Suzu and pretty much has her eyes set on defending against Suzu Suzuki. Honestly, this is going to be one of the harder hitting matches on this card. Knowing Giulia, having her go against like Siri, Utami, Mayu, the whole ladder. And knowing Suzu for competing in a bunch of death matches, competing in Stardom and all around Japan. You know, Suzu's definitely one tough cookie. So my personal pick for this is either Giulia's going to win with a decisive victory, or it's going to be a time limit draw. And obviously, Giulia will retain. This is just a start for Giulia. And if anything, like, they just won the Artist of Stardom Championships at the year-end show. So, Suzu could... I mean, that's if Suzu were to actually, like, sign with Stardom, then she could be World of Stardom Champion in no time. Next up, we have Sai Kamitani taking on Momo Watanabe for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Sai Kamitani successfully defended against Ami Sourei at one of the last week's shows and called out Momo Watanabe. Sai is set to break Momo Watanabe's record at 13 title defenses in one reign. Now, if you didn't know, Momo set the record for 13 title defenses, again, under one reign with the Wonder Stardom Championship. In a sense, it could be also Saya wants to take revenge on Momo for pretty much turning her back on Queen's Quest. When Momo essentially turned heel, beat on Utami, Saya, and I believe it was Azumi, and I think somebody else at Osaka Super Wars, when it was Queen's Quest versus Oedo Tai. Momo turned her back on Queen's Quest, joined Oedo Tai, and pretty much just left Queen's Quest to rot. So, in a sense, if Saya does win, she does get her revenge against Momo. Not only that, and retaining the Wonder Stardom Championship, she beats Momo Watanabe's streak. And if you look at it the other way, Momo's record stays intact, and she could potentially set for a longer reign, more title defenses with the Wonder Stardom Championship. And I know Momo is definitely red belt material. I get it. I understand. But she has prestige with the Wonder Stardom Championship. So, my personal pick, I do kind of want to see a breath of fresh air. I kind of want Momo to pick up the win on this one. But it's like I'm like on the fence about it. Next up, we have the Goddess of Stardom Championship, Naya Takahashi and Yu taking on Maika and Himeka. Last month, Maika Himeka won a triple threat number one contenders match to challenge the Goddess of Stardom champions, which at that time was Natsupoi and Tam Nakano. But later on that night, Naya Takahashi and Yu convincingly pretty much dog stomped Natsupoi and won the Goddess of Stardom championship. And I was like rewatching it the other day. I was kind of sad how Natsupoi was pretty much squashed the whole time. Like, yes, she did get offense in, but it was essentially one-sided. You couldn't have Tam Nakano look weak going into Wrestle Kingdom when she was taking on Kairi for the IWGP Women's Championship. And Nanae and Yu had quite the run when it came to the Goddess Tag League. And the only one that could honestly eat the pin was either Naya Takahashi or Natsupoi. Yu is too dominant. Like, there's no way she would have did the JOP. Now, going into this match, Maika Himeka, the two powerhouses of the Stardom roster, but can they withstand the power of Yu and Nana Takahashi? We'll find out February 4th. But it's still very fresh into the reign. I don't know what Yu's like freelancing is looking like going in later on this year. But I would say at first glance, Nana and Yu are going to retain. But personally, I would want Maika Himeka to win a belt. They're long overdue for belts. Next up, we have a special singles match between Chihiro Hashimoto and Mirai. Chihiro Hashimoto recently stepped foot into Stardom. And I think, the keyword is I think, she wanted to challenge Siri and Mirai stepped in. I could honestly be wrong. I should be keeping up with the tag league because or the derby, but I've been busy. But Chihiro Hashimoto, Mirai. Again, Mirai's like the hidden powerhouse of Stardom. Like, she's creeping up there with Maika Himeka. But Chihiro Hashimoto is another type of beast. That's all I could say. So, in this case, I would honestly have Chihiro Hashimoto win. And then later on this year, I want Siri and Chihiro. That would be a match. Actually, no. Besides that, have you and have like per se have Nanae like get injured, as unfortunate as that sounds, like have Team 200 kilogram just run rampant on Stardom, aka Chihiro Hashimoto and Yu, because that tag team would be damn near unstoppable. You're going to need a lot of power to beat those two together. But in this case, Chihiro Hashimoto, I feel, would pick up the win. Next up, we have a 6-woman tag match with Siri, Ami Sourei, and the returning Konami for one match only, taking on Izumi, Utami, and Lady C. Konami did announce she was going to come back from one match, teaming up with Siri to take on Queen's Quest. And I don't know what they're going to have planned for Siri this year, if I'm going to be honest. Maybe Artist, maybe Goddess belts, or maybe she's going to set her eyes on IWGP and or SWA belt, whatever they're going to do with that. I know Utami has her sights on the IWGP Women's Belt. I know that is a fact. But Konami has past history with Izumi and Lady C and Utami. Let's let alone Queen's Quest, because she was a former member of Queen's Quest. So this is going to be, again, interesting when the tables are essentially flipped. Konami being a part of God's Eye, not Oedo Tai this time around. And I honestly miss Konami in the ring. It was so great. I wonder when she's going to come back. Again, injuries are a thing. Do what you got to do to recover. But if I had to pick a winner, either it's going to be Time Limit Draw or it's going to be God's Eye. That's my pick. Lady C is going to get hit with like the Triangle Lancer or the Susakai or something. Or it's going to be Time Limit. Honestly, that's how I feel. Now, next up, we have a special roulette singles match. So it is 5 limit time limit, or 5 limit time limit per match, and I don't know if it's, yeah, no, it's a singles match. But we have Miyu Amasaki, Saki Kashima, Natsuko Tora, Momoko Hanazono, Momokogo, Natsupoi, Mai Iwatani, Tam Nakano, Mina Shirakawa, Mariah May, Waka Tsukiyama, Tekla, Mai Sakurai, Yuna Mizumori, and a special guest. Special guest could either be super strong Stardom Machine, super duper strong Stardom Machine, or potentially an outsider. Which would be an interesting pick if they were to have an outsider. I mean, you could have like people such as Mayukihi, Ram, Mike Ozaki, Saria, no, maybe. Just kidding about that one. Date Sumire, Junko Kyona. You can have Risa Sera, Kane Fujita. Again, the list can go on, but and I believe it states if they go past the 5 limit time limit, both are disqualified. And if I had to pick who could potentially win, Owarotai fuck shit would be Natsuko Tora. Or just simply fuck shit would be Saki Kashima. But if you had to go like with a legitimate winner, I could see Tom and Mayu go to a draw. I could see like Natsupoi or Saki Kashima pick up the win. Just something. But I'm leaning more towards Saki Kashima. Maybe Kevin. Alright, and last but not least, we have the Triangle Derby match between Starlight Kid, Haruka Umasaki, and Ruaka taking on Hazuki, Saida, and Koguma. One end, you have the bright tag team of Starlight Kid and Haruka Umasaki. On the other end, you have one of the top tag teams from Stardom of last year, Hazuki Koguma. With Starlight Kid and Haruka, the chemistry is there, and Starlight Ruaka is there. I mean, theoretically, you could have fuck shit Owarotai finish and have Owarotai pick up the win. You could have Hazuki Koguma pick up the win, overcoming Owarotai and their fuck bullshit. Time limit draw would be a little strange in this sense, personally. If I had to pick a decisive winner, I'd have to go Starlight Kid, Haruka, and Ruaka. Saya would take the pin, unfortunately. But those are my thoughts, breakdown, and well, somewhat of a breakdown, and predictions for the Stardom Supreme Fight 2023. It will be live, not on Stardom World or YouTube. There's a pay-per-view for it. I believe it's about 4,000 yen, which converts to about $30 to like $33. It'll be up on that website for a week, and then the week after it airs and or streams, it will be on Stardom World. So I personally, I will be getting this pay-per-view because again, that main event is nothing but a banger. Though actually, no, those two singles title matches, nothing but a banger. So yeah, if you want to watch it, again, link to Discord is down below. Someone will be watching it the night of, if anything, and I will catch you all in the next video and or stream. Peace. Fuck, I'm about to cut that shit.